Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is Ade and I'm the veteran arcade soldier. Welcome back to the channel. We're here tonight for a massive game in Europe. It's the final, the second cup final of the European calendar. And we have Crystal Palace versus Rayo Vallecano in the Europa Conference League final. So it's going to be a big game. It's a big game for both clubs because these are both quite small clubs in relation to their league. Vallecano are kind of often seen as minnows, but obviously have achieved a respectable 8th place in the Spanish La Liga. And Crystal Palace are the perennial plucky underdogs that managed to get over the line last season with their first trophy in their entire history. So now they're going to look to treble up on their trophies because they did beat Liverpool in a Community Shield at the beginning of the season, did they not? So yes, this could be their third trophy in their history. So they are big favourites tonight. And I think Vallecano being a little bit undervalued and underrated by the bookmakers and the people that compile the odds. Probably just because when money gets put down for these things when it comes to betting, what you do find is that a lot of people naturally bet on the English team. Because of patriotism and more importantly at the moment, the power of the Premier League. So, yep, we're here today to get some good conversation flowing, enjoy the match together. And just get into the spirit of cup knockout football. This is the final, of course, because we do have the beautiful World Cup coming up in the next couple of weeks. So without further ado, I'm just going to drop a little hello in the chat. Hey, people in already. Wicked. So good to see you guys. Right, so we've got a few in the chat. Let me just say hello. So hello, Peter, and hello, Natasha. How are you both? Peter says, I quite like Palace. Love their kit colours. Do you know what? I agree with you. It's such a cool kind of contrast, isn't it? And I've been to Palace many times. I'll be happy to talk about. I've seen a lot of games there at Palace. I've seen about 5 or 6 games. Such a good ground, really good atmosphere. But let me say hello to Natasha as well. Sorry, Natasha. I'm just going in order, not priority, because, being a female, number one, of course. But Natasha, lovely to see you again. Natasha says, hi, how's things? I see meeting at Liverpool on Friday. I see Anthony Gordon is going to Barcelona. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind Anthony Gordon at Liverpool. I'd prefer Anthony Gordon over Gakpo, for example. But when you think of the level of clubs that are in for this guy, Liverpool always muted, tried to get him last year. Arsenal always linked with him. Obviously, he's already at Newcastle. Barcelona now, big favourites. And Bayern Munich. So it's crazy how many teams are kind of in for Anthony Gordon. Natasha says, it is so hot. It is boiling. I've decided to ditch the football top tonight. Just gone for a little sleek black number, even though black conducts the heat. But yeah, Natasha, it is roasting. I hope you guys are all keeping cool. Peter says, Peter says hello to Natasha. I'm sure she reciprocates. Natasha says, 80 million he is from Liverpool. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? And that's the thing. I don't know if you probably both know, but he was in our academy when he was 7 years of age and he got let go for being a bit too scrawny and they didn't think he was going to make it. So maybe he doesn't go on to this level, but obviously, as we all know, he went on and played and did well at Everton, did he not? And yeah, so it is one of those things. But lovely to see you both. Fantastic. Still no news on the Arna slot though, Natasha. That's the main worry. But I know you're saying there's a meeting Friday. I heard a little bit rumours on the internet that there were maybe if they were going to make a change, it was going to be this Wednesday today, but it didn't happen. So I was left a bit disappointed. So I'm not sure what else you've heard, but you think there's a meeting on Friday, right? But anyway, I hope you're both well and you're not melting in the heat. I remember Peter, you saying that you don't get out to see the sun that much, but honestly, it is scorchio, absolutely scorchio. But yeah, lovely to see you both. I'm just going to have a look at the Crystal Palace team sheets. So just give me a moment. So we're going to bring up the lineups. Oh, Cameron's joined the chat. Hello, Cameron. How are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. You've got a big game on Saturday, Cameron. You've got the Champions League final with your boys at Arsenal. Are you nervous? You should be. PSG are dangerous. Right, let me check the Crystal Palace lineups. So we have the Crystal Palace Rayo Vallecano lineups. UEFA Conference League final being held in Germany, in the Red Bull Arena, or is it Austria? It's one of them two. Not quite sure. Right, so we have Crystal Palace's team sheet. The manager, of course, we know, Oliver Glasner, who is leaving this summer, playing his traditional 3-4-3 system. We have Henderson in goal, Riyad, Lacroix, Canvo, Munoz, Adam Morton, heavily linked with Liverpool. Daichi Kamada getting a rare start in a final, nonetheless. Tyreek Mitchell, Ismail Assar playing right wing, Jean-Philippe Mateta up top, and Jeremy Pino off the right-hand side. So, yes, and then the Rayo Vallecano team is as follows. That is... Right, so they are managed by Inigo Perez. Their formation is a 4-2-3-1 system. So they're in... I don't know that many of their players, I'll be completely honest. So in goal they have Batalla. Right back is Ratiu. 6 is Cis. 24 Lejeune. Left back is Chavaria. Midfield is Lopez, Valentin. Right-sided attack is De Frutos. The main man and star player is the bald, shaven-headed Palazon. They have Garcia playing off the left, and up top is Alamau. The subs for this game are on the substitute bench for Palace is Benitez, Cardenas, Nathaniel Klein, formerly of Liverpool, Justin Devaney, Gesson, Will Hughes, who I met on the train. I met him on my train, actually. Ben Johnson, Jefferson Lerma, Matthews, Chris Richards. Usually their starting centre-back has not made the lineup. Sosa and Jakub Strand Larsen, the big, expensive summer signing. On the Vallecano bench is Akamoch, Baliu, Sergio Camelo, Danny Cardenas, the goalkeeper, Pedro Diaz, Espino, Gerard Gambau, Mendy, Adrian Molina, and Trejo. So those are the lineups, and it's looking, and that's the formations being played. So I'm looking forward to a very good game. Let's bring up the where am I? Back on the screen. Yep. So Cameron says, "Hello, Peter. Nice to see everyone getting along. How is everyone doing?" We have 20 minutes to kick off, so plenty of time to talk about anything you fancy. Peter says, "I'm hoping Palace do the bizzo and win big." Do you know what? I hope they do as well. I'm very affectionate for Palace. They're a lovely little club. They're not like an offensive team, as in they're not offensive in terms of attacking, but they don't offend anyone's sensibilities. They're a nice little club, and they do things the right way. And they're just a nice all-round club sort of thing. I've been to see them versus Man City on 3 occasions at Palace. One of my colleagues is a big Man City fan, and he always gets tickets, so I go along for the ride. I've seen some good games, some upsets, some ball draws there versus City. Who else have I seen? I've seen Palace versus somebody else live, but it does escape me at the moment. But it was lovely to see them win the FA Cup last year with that big upset over beating Man City in that unforgettable game. Right. We should make sure that everything is working with the stream. So Peter says, I went to the 9-0 game in the 89. No way. That is so cool. Peter, can you remember any of the scores from that day? I mean, jeez. Well, it would have been a lot of the, would have been the Barnes and Beardsley show, wouldn't it? It would have probably got a brace each. Yeah, that's a good one for trivia, actually. 89. Let's look it up, Peter. Let's have a look. See what your memory's like, mate. See what your memory's like. Let's have a go. Say hello. Anyone else in the chat? Say hello. Anyone else out there? Got a few people in, which is nice to see. Just to let everybody know that doesn't know me, my name is Ade. I'm the veteran arcade soldier. On my channel, I do love my video games. I love my football, certain other live sporting events, but that'd be the most of the things I'm covering. Football, whether it be my team, Liverpool FC, Premier League clubs, European competition, international football. And yeah, just trying to build a nice little community where people can come in, have a chat, discuss life topics, watch the football, of course, have a bit of banter, a little laughs, a little reminisce of the good old days. And yeah, whatnot. So that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. My name's Ade, the veteran arcade soldier. Nice to meet you all. Anyone in the chat, please do say hello and make yourself known. And let's form friendships and relationships. All good. Peter says, our first and last goal was the same scorer. I'm guessing Nico. You're guessing Nickel. You thinking Nickel? Is that what you meant? Did you leave off an L? Stevie Nickel. Is that the game he got the hat-trick in? Yeah, let's have a look and look that up. Wow. Such a long time ago, Peter. Let's have a look. I mean, there wouldn't even have been internet around those days. But there will be some kind of archive footage. And the mad thing is, Peter, as you'll remember, they knocked us out of the FA Cup in the same season. Yeah, Stevie Nickel. One of my favourite ever players, Peter. One of my favourite ever players. But yes, it's on Wikipedia. So there's the goals, Peter. So Nickel. Oh, you was very close. Oh, no, you're right, yeah. Nickel scored the first and the last goal. Steve McMahon. Ian Rush, only 1 in 9. Gary Gillespie. Peter Beardsley, the legend. John Aldridge, penalty. John Barnes. Glenn Hussein. Israeli centre-back, Glenn Hussein. Was he? No, Swedish, sorry. Swedish centre-back. My bad. Yeah, oh, wow. Look at all those scorers. Incredible. Incredible. But good memory, Peter. That's really good memory. Like, wow. But obviously, when you're young and it's going to be in your catalogue of first games that you were going to, I guess, then, always, obviously by then you hadn't been to a million games. So it's obviously left a big impression on you. So well done, sir. Stevie Nickel, what a player, mate. Imagine if he was around today, how much he'd be worth. He'd be worth absolute fortunes. Ah, cool. So you are a 76 child, just like me. What's your month, Peter? Let's see who's got seniority here. I've got something cooking in the kitchen. Hey, how you doing, Gary? Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Hello, Gary. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well. I like it, Pete. I like it. But unfortunately, or maybe unfortunately for me, I am... So, yeah, you need to respect your elders by a few weeks. Wow. So we both hit that milestone this year. Who would have thought, right? Jeez, can you imagine thinking back then that you'd ever get to this point? My goodness. Unbelievable, right? But yeah. You're lucky you got to see. Yeah, I made a video on my channel. I first got to Anfield, 2001. That was the first time for me. But yeah, so glad I did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is us, my man. That is us. But I'm trying to keep it on a download. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to stay looking young. Getting away with it a little bit, so I'm told. But yeah, the facts are the facts. We are the big Hawaii 5-0. So let's get that back on. So how else is everyone doing in the chat? And what is everyone's predictions for this game? I am going for a tight Palace 2, Rayo 1. Cheers, mate. That's fair. I'm putting it down to my black genetics. So yeah, the black don't crack, as they say. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to live up to, my man. So yeah, all good. But yeah, everyone, put your predictions in the chat. And if I could please ask you to drop a like on the video so far, it all helps with the engagement situation and the whole YouTube traction. So please just hit that like button, the thumbs up, and get your boy off the ground for a good evening. Peter reckons 2-0 to Palace. Hopium. Yeah, well, I mean, look, it could do. I mean, you'd imagine like the Premier League, the power of it all. Obviously a lot of us, we're not going to know the lineups that strongly. Pala's on number 7. I do know him. He's a very good player. Yeah, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's yeah, we just have to see how they get on. But yeah, I'm hoping they do it. It's always nice when the English clubs do well, as long as they're not, certain nearest and dearest clubs. I'm not here rooting for Man United ever. Other than that, I'm not that fussed about English teams winning or losing, to be honest. I just don't want Man United to ever win anything. And Everton in Europe, that's not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, as long as Man U ain't winning European trophies, I'm all right. If Arsenal beat PSG this weekend, so be it. Would I prefer PSG to win? I think for football's sake, I think the Premier League's getting a bit too big for its boots, to be honest. Oh, and Peter says, as long as they ain't Tottenham. So you weren't happy last year then? So how did you feel last year then, Peter? That's a good one. Europa League final, Tottenham versus Man United. Who did you want to win? Be honest. I'm going to put the lineups up one more time before the game gets started. So I've got to make sure that is, that is fine. Good. In the right spot. That's cool. Gary says, think Rayo nick it 1-0. Fair enough, Gary. You think that the English club don't do it today. Fair enough. Peter says, Defo supporting United. Manchester is a world-class city, just like Liverpool. Brothers in arms. Damn. All right, you throw me there, Peter. I can't lie. Yeah, I was definitely cheering on Tottenham to win that game. But yeah, it is what it is. We all have our reasons and our football grievances, etc. But yeah, I can't be cheering on Man United to ever win a trophy, bro. Like, I hear what you're saying though, brothers in arms and all that. But yeah, Man United is just they are they are persona non grata with me to win anything. But you know what the scary thing is though, Peter. What I would say, and any Liverpool fans that either see this now or watch this back later, etc., is that very rarely will you, and you'll know this, very rarely will you ever get Liverpool and Man United both doing well at the same time. And they look like they're on the up. And usually, historically, what that tells you is that if they're on the up, we're on the decline. And who would have thought that last summer? So that's the scary thing from my annual perspective. So, yeah, not great. All right, game is starting soon. Love Alive Football. So we have kickoff in about 6 minutes. So pretty sure it's going to be a good game. So, yep, they're showing the trophy coming out to be placed on the stand. It's a lovely trophy, isn't it? The Europa Conference League trophy. Really nice. Really, really nice trophy. Depending on which club you support, you definitely want to get your hands on that. I'm not sure I ever want to see Liverpool win it, though, because that means we're in the conference, and that's not the football I want to be watching when it comes to Liverpool. So, yeah, that's my take on that. Cameron says, I'll pop in and out, peeps. Yeah, no problem, mate. Look after yourself, but drop by when you can. Always a pleasure to hear from you. So teams are coming out. Certain players, they're looking confident. Mateta always looks confident. Quite a charismatic guy. All doing their warm-ups. So yes, I'm sure this is definitely going to be a lively one. So yes, going to be good. It really was, Peter. You are spot on. That was a beautiful trophy. The UEFA Cup, 100%. Yeah, kind of better looking than even the European Cup. Obviously, that has the gravitas to it, but not the greatest trophy. But the UEFA Cup was lovely. You are spot on. You are spot on. You are spot on. Let's get that lovely trophy up and have a little look. Trying to find the original one. UEFA Cup old trophy. What is that? Why are they just showing the Champions League trophies? Cool Cup. So players on the pitch taking their pictures. Adam Wharton looks very nervous, if you ask me. Very nervous. Some of these players look very nervous. So, these are the lineups just one more time before we kick off. These are your players. Dean Henderson is just deciding which way they're going to kick off, and we are good to go. Game is ready to kick off. It is E today, Natasha, yes. Can you imagine when you're celebrating in this heat? It's like, oof. That is that is dedication. 100%, Natasha. Right, better get the clock up. I hope so, Natasha. I really do. I mean, the way they celebrated the FA Cup last season was epic. You know, that was so well deserved. You know, their first ever trophy, and yeah, I hope so. I think why not? You know, it kind of puts them on the map for Europe. It gets them into the Europa League next season, which is a really good prize. So yeah, I hope they really go for it, as in the celebrations. I mean, and I think they'll win. What do you think today, Natasha? What's your thoughts on the on who's going to win this game? What do you think? Right, we are underway. I think they will celebrate like crazy. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, it's definitely noisy there. 100%. Already Glasner is getting them G'd up and going. So goal kick here for Vallecano. I just called him Rayo. Peter, Natasha, it is Eid last 3 days apparently. I always think it's really impressive during Ramadan when everyone's fasting and, you know, avoiding fluids in hot days and whatnot. It's it's real dedication. You love to see it. Inigo Perez, the head coach, looking on from the sidelines, looking like a cool character. Football news has been a little bit quiet, I would say, in the last few days since the season ended. Only players that's kind of linked with a move is Man United closing in on the Brazilian Ederson, the central midfielder. Not really much else happening at the moment. Maybe this Anthony Gordon to Barcelona. That is just wild to me. Particularly as he plays off the left-hand side. Which is like, well, what are they going to do? They've already got Rashford. Are they going to try and keep Rashford or are they going to send him back? You know, are they thinking buy Gordon, send Rashford back, kind of a younger version maybe? I think Rashford's better than Gordon, so I think they should be trying to keep Rashford. Right, Mateta. Saar bursting into the box. The pace and power of Palace is evident already. Rayo breaking out from the back, trying to gain some possessions early part of proceedings. Oh, lovely play by Pino. Gets chopped down. He is a good lad. I'm glad that he kind of left United to go there, not to leave United, but to get his head clear and get away from Manchester and all the distractions. Look what he can do when he puts his mind to it. Absolutely phenomenal season. He's been one of the best English players to ever leave the English shores and play abroad. Like what he's put into Barcelona this season, he's been one of the best players that England have ever sent abroad, which is quite phenomenal. Nobody would have said about Marcus Rashford before this season. No chance. So he's a good boy. Gary says, good old days, guys. Good old days. Wharton floats one into the box. Fizzed back into the box by Palace. Ooh, cleared by Vallecano. It's a bit difficult to do a watch-along regarding because I don't know hardly any of these Rayo players. Lejeune, number 24. So Munoz, the flying wing-back, is getting ready to launch a big throw into the box. Mateta is receiving a lot of attention. jostling around in the box. What can Munoz do here? We're already 6 minutes in. Big throw in. Vallecano trying to clear. Munoz drops it down to Wharton. Offside. Slow start to the game. Got that perfect pronunciation. Yeah, exactly. No chance. To be honest with you, I mean, some of the way us English embarrass us. I mean, I'm not bad with names, to be fair, but the way some people just can't handle certain names, well, is shocking, really. Scandalous. Nice play there from the number 7 Palazon, who is their star player, central attacking midfielder. Looks like a young version of Arne Slot in the attacking midfield role for Rayo Vallecano. Vallecano having a lot of possession at the moment, knocking it around really nicely, just settling into the game, driving forward. Palazon in the middle, directing traffic. Dean Henderson clutches it. Good goalkeeper, Dean Henderson. I think Man United made a mistake and let go of him too quickly. He's definitely better than some of the keepers they've had in modern times. But yeah, Dean Henderson, decent keeper. Yeah, you're right. He is a quality keeper. Yeah, Anana. No one's gonna buy it. No one's gonna buy Anana. Do you know what I mean? The funny thing is that the Premier League teams that we've got all the money in this country, but the problem is that the rest of Europe know it. So when you've got a player that hasn't worked out, Italian clubs, Spanish clubs, mostly Italian clubs, they'll always look to nick your players off you. Oh yeah, we'll take them on loan for a year. Oh, we'll take them on loan for a second season, even a third season, and then they sign them up on a free. Do you know what I mean? And they get you to pay half their wages as well at the same time. So sometimes there's too much money in the Premier League, and we're not that smart about how we do business, if that makes sense. So yeah, you've got to kind of nail the signings and get it right from the get-go. Right, I've got to be sitting in the right spot for the dual stream. Right, went quiet there for a minute. Right, getting played out from the back. Lejeune. Back to Battaglia, the keeper. Ball came through to Pino, who just basically back passed it to Battaglia. All right, Palace trying to break, but all right. So Palazon starts the attack. Rayo in their own half, but bursts into the Palace half, driving forward. Their winger is rapid. Puts a great ball across. Garcia. Rayo lofted it back into the box, but Henderson will claim that. Absolutely no problem. All right. Palace play it out. Straight back into the Rayo half. And it's starting to come back to Palace. So Palace are losing the possession war at the moment. 10 minutes in. Peter says Scott McTominay was slated at United. He has a pizza named after him in Italy now. Yeah, exactly. He's done wonders over there. Obviously, it showed the standard of the league. Obviously, I don't think it's the quality of the leagues that's an issue. It's the physicality that the Prem players can take over there. They can really dominate because there's no way McTominay could do what he's doing over here. But fair play to him. He's done really well. And Cameron says Onana is ass. Onana is ass. He really is. Shocking by 48 million. Inter robbed them for Andre Onana. 100%. Don't like the treatment that some of the players get, though, in terms of, you know, the racism online, sadly, and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, hopefully he's having a good time out in Turkey. But, yeah, it'd be interesting to see, will he be sold or let go or some kind of deal? Kamada now, all over Palazon. Strong for a little man. Ratsu, the right back. Oh, assist. The centre back tries to put the winger clear, but can't do it. Cease tried a long ball over into the Palace half to set Garcia free. Didn't quite work out for him. Peter says Gazzetta Football Italia, the good old days. That really was the good old days. Remember the start of the programme? It's Go Lazio! Yeah. Amazing stuff. The good old days. When Serie A was king. The top nation when it came to club football. And they had a big stranglehold over football for a long time. I'd say for about, probably 1985 till about 2000. They had a real stranglehold on the game. They were easily the biggest and best league by a mile, Italian football. It's a shame that it's dropped off to the level it has, you know. But football goes in cycles, Peter, as you know. So Pino wins a throw. All right, it's going to be a Palace corner. Gary says AC Milan were mint, mate. They were mint. Absolutely incredible team they were. Peter says Gaza in Italy. I remember the AC Milan team took him out, you mean? Oh, yeah, Gaza. What a player. Still remember that game when he messed himself up. But, yeah, such a reckless young man he was back in the day. Shame to see what's happened to him, but, you know, that's what happens when you dabble too much in certain things, sadly. So a lot of jostling in the box. Wharton taking a corner from the right-hand side. He's going to float one into the box. Everyone jostling. Ooh. Referee blows for a foul. The referees really need to get hold of this this corner stuff in the box. Baresi, Milan stuck out. I see. Oh, mate, Baresi. Franco Baresi, what a player. Any time, the best centre-back in the world. By a mile. Late 80s, early 90s, he was the absolute man. Obviously, he was there for a long, long time. And just so consistent over, 10, 15 years. Absolutely incredible centre-back. Ball gets pumped into the Palace half. Wharton wins the header. On by Sarr. It's coming back though. Rayo, I think, have settled into the game, playing a better football. Palace do look bigger and stronger and faster. Right, 1. Garcia goes past 1. Oof, dangerous ball into the box. Could have been more from Rayo there. Probably should have done more. Garcia pushed down by Cambo. A79 was founded by a fellow from Nottingham, if I remember correctly. I think you're right, because that's why they got the... I think there was a story, something about the kits or something. Of why... I don't remember. There was a story about their black and red kits inspired by something. But yeah. It all starts from England, Peter. It all starts from these shores. One way or the other. Ratio, the right back. Back to Lejeune. Over to Cease. Plays it over to the left back. Chavaria. Batala, the goalkeeper, back to Lejeune. So, Rayo are very comfortable in possession. Looking like the more composed team. Lejeune pumps one over. But it's out for a Palace throw in their own half. Right hand side. So yeah, I was saying just before Rayo kicked it out. A good comfortable start from Rayo, to be honest. Yeah, very, very good start. They look a tidy outfit. And Crystal Palace are finding it hard to influence the game and get themselves really involved. So, yeah, it's an interesting start anyway, to say the least. Oh, well controlled there. Kamada's played his own version of hoofball. Batala with the goal kick now. Chavaria. Lejeune. The centre back strolls out. Not much of a press from Crystal Palace. They seem quite content to be in their kind of mid block and try and contain. Palazon comes all the way back, the attacking midfielder, to get a touch on the ball, and now he scampers back. Peters is actually trying to play the very similar game to football 1,000 years ago. It was called Kuju. Do you know something? I didn't know the name of it, but I did hear that. Back in the day. There's arguments about who was actually the real founding fathers, as it were. Wharton cuts out an attack, spins on the ball, lofted, beautiful pass. Kamada brought down by Cease. Luckily he had a covering man, otherwise he's off. There's going to be a yellow for Cease. Very lucky boy. Lovely through ball played by Wharton. Pino runs into the towards the Rayo box. Luckily he had a covering defender. Cease, lucky there was a covering defender. Otherwise he has to go. FIFA have acknowledged Kuju as the first, I think. Is that so? But you know, over here in England, we won't. We won't give them that at all. But but yeah. But yep, good facts, very interesting. Right, Wharton standing over this. Wharton lays it off to the side. Jefferson Lerma back to Wharton. Puts a good cross into the box. Ooh. Cleared by a corner. They save a corner. Ball is back with Henderson. Cameron says, didn't know that regarding the Kuju info. Same as me, I did not know that myself either. Always something to do. Every day is a school day, as they say. Right, ball passed over the top into the Palace half. Maxence Lacroix has to put it out for a corner. A very good defender, Maxence Lacroix. Picked up very cheaply by Palace from Wolfsburg. I think at the time Liverpool were rumoured to be interested in him, and I think many other bigger teams at the time should have taken a punt on him because he is an excellent centre-back. Rapid, great in the air, decent reader of the game, and still very young. I'd be very happy to see Lacroix turn up at Liverpool, 100%. Right, corner coming in. De Frutos. No, Lopez, sorry, taking a free kick. Into the box. Oh, missed by everyone. Ooh, good chance. If somebody could have gotten on the end of that. But yeah, dangerous ball into the box. Completely missed. Everyone missed it. Good ball into the box by Lopez from that corner. Palazon goes into the box, takes down Tyreek Mitchell. Bit of a clumsy challenge. I wouldn't say it was a yellow, but it was definitely a clumsy challenge. The Palace fans on the screen baying for blood. They want more. But nah, fair. I mean, yellow card, I suppose, is fair enough in this day and age. A little bit of a clumsy, reckless, cynical challenge. And Palace have the free kick taken by Henderson. It's pumped into the Rayo half. One in the air by Wharton. Challenged by his own player, Pino, for the header. Henderson out of his goal. Volley. Wharton heads it further into the Rayo half. Palace trying to chase the ball down. Trying to use that physicality. That's you, the right back, over to Lejeune, over to Sis. Chavarria. Back to Sis. I'm very impressed with Rayo at the moment. They're a very tidy team. Nice ball played to midfield. Palazon turns. Oof. Good ball into the box. Wow. Alamau takes a swing at it with his left foot. Tries to cushion it into the corner, but gets it wrong. And it goes just wide for a goal kick. Lovely play. Good ball into the box. Alamau tries to cushion it. If he gets a better, stiffer contact on that, that's going in. Henderson's not stopping that. But yeah, good chance. First real big chance of the match. Peter says Palace are going to have to force... Oh, 100%. They're not being dominated, Peter. But I know you're listening as well. But they're not being dominated. But they're not really having a say on the proceedings, really. There's a lot of huff and puff, but not really pushing the narrative, as they say. Kamada. Over to Camvo. Kamada nearly loses it. Back to Lacroix. Who turns nicely. Back to Camvo. Palace just trying to get a bit of possession going. Sarr flicks on the header. JP Mateta. Good pressure by Cease on JP Mateta on the halfway line. Looking at warm conditions out there. Wharton plays it out wide. Tyreek Mitchell on the left channel. Back to Wharton in the middle. Plays a little bit short. Still moving. Pino. Nice. Good feet. Kamada, sorry. Back to Canvo. Look for a pass. Good drive forward by the Palace player there. Tyreek Mitchell. Fizzes one into the box. Core running onto it. That's going to be... Is that a bit of a concussion protocol job? Palace player steams in for the header. That's Riyadh steamed in with a header. Lots of LSE channels say that we want Wharton. Yep, exactly. I mean, to be fair, that's a player I've always wanted for a long time. He's literally the closest thing I've seen to a proper Spanish ball-playing midfielder in a long time. I'm not sure about his physicality, Peter, but in terms of his elegance on the ball, ability to break the lines, put good balls into the box, find the player, and link up. He could be the player that we need to unlock Florian Wirtz, to be honest. Wirtz needs someone that can play on his wavelength, and I'd be really happy of getting Wharton. I just think we need a physical... this is what I was coming on to. You want a Mascherano regen? Yeah, me too, because we need somebody alongside a Adam Wharton. Because, we've got no legs in the Liverpool midfield at all. No legs at all. But yeah, Mascherano regen would be phenomenal. They're out there, but people need to scout. And I don't understand why Liverpool, with all their resources, aren't trying to tap into the South American market more. You know, they should be all over that. Literally find a Mascherano regen. Literally. Wharton in midfield. Lovely feet. Palace then lose it. Palace on now. Keeping things ticking over. Palace on a very controlled player. That metronome style. Keeping things ticking over. And he just loses it there. Right, Vallecano moving it around. Ratziel's on the right wing. He lost out. Cleared. Pumped long by Palace. Palace cannot get a foothold in this game. Palace happy to play long balls. It doesn't go in it. They really need a structural change here. They need to do something because as it stands, Palace have that look about them where they look like they'll be here all night and they will not score. Cease has the ball now. Ratsu now. Completely dominating possession. Batala. Big pump into the Palace half. Spanish teams are very technical, 100%. LFC backroom nerds. Peter says LFC backroom nerds have dropped the ball. This is why you spend in the 50 mil and below market. Exactly. I don't know. This is what you were saying the other day, Peter, about why can't we go back to trying to find those gems, those 30 million to 40 million Sadios, Mo Salahs. I know, like, obviously, and as I said as well, maybe those 30, 40s aren't there anymore, but those 40s and 50s are there, like you're saying. The prices have just gone up a little bit incrementally, but there are players out there. Rough diamonds, exactly. Exactly that. That's what I mean. That's what this Maxence Lacroix, this centre-back at Palace, is a rough diamond. They picked him up for about 25 million. Gave him the old shh. And now he's going to be worth 50, 60, 70 million. You know. Adam Morton picked up by Palace from Blackburn. 20 million they paid. Rough diamond. Gave him his head. But all these top clubs, they're so worried about not giving youngsters a chance, or, you know, emerging players a chance. They want the tried and trusted, but the tried and trusted isn't always worth it, as you know. Saar down, being clattered. And then you've got teams like Arsenal that are picking up Madueke for 55 million. Do you know what I mean? It's like crazy prices for, you know, players that just aren't worth it. Like, it's nuts when there's better quality out there for cheaper. You just got to look harder for it. Hello to everyone in the chat. My name is Ade, the veteran arcade soldier. Please do say hello in the chat. Or if you're just enjoying the Palace game, feel free to enjoy it with us. Garnacho money, exactly. I mean, so the money they paid. Wow. But, you know, these teams they need to, you know, it's different. You know, going back 20, 25 years, you had proper reserve team football where you could bring these players in and they could play to a decent standard in the reserves. But obviously there's no such thing anymore. They've got the Premier League too, but they don't really talk about that much anymore. It doesn't really get any attention. Riyadh. Pass to Wharton. He's looking for a foul. Ref plays the advantage. Wharton tries to slip in Mateta. Mateta, left wing, holding off. Mateta to Wharton. Wharton muscled off the ball. Mitchell goes down. Palazon. Good break here from Rayo Vallecano. Oh, lovely ball by Palazon. Down the wing for De Frutos. Maxence Lacroix comes across. Muscles out De Frutos. Is this going to be a corner? Yeah, that wasn't a foul. That wasn't a foul on Wharton, and Mitchell goes down far too easy. And then a good break. It's a goal kick from Palace, though. Riyadh on the ball. He's going to launch one clear, as Palace seem to be doing, just knocking them into the... Right, good work by Kamada. Tries to lay in Tyrek Mitchell in the left wing. Peter says, Peter Beardsley played in the Man United reserves with Mark Hughes. Different world now. Can you imagine that? Exactly, different world. And that's the thing. Imagine Beardsley was in that team, or was in that club, and they didn't even spot the talent. Wow, that's criminal. That's one of the worst decisions you'll ever hear in football. Nearly as bad as Jose Mourinho not trusting a young Mo Salah, or more importantly, a Kevin De Bruyne. I couldn't believe the first time I saw Kevin De Bruyne play. I saw him play at Wolfsburg, and I'd heard about him, but I'd never seen him play for Chelsea. I'd never seen any of his, 8 or 9 appearances. When I saw him play for Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga, I was like, oh my God. First time I saw him play, I was like, this guy is an absolute baller. How could you have him in training or not noticed. This guy is better than any player you got at Chelsea. He's absolutely crazy. Such a good player. Who's Kevin? Kevin's a Liverpool fan. Loved Mickey Owen. I liked Michael Owen, to be honest. I understand the animosity towards certain players and whatnot. It's not great that he went on to play for Man United, obviously. But Michael Owen was, he went to Real Madrid. I understood it at the time. But for the rest of his career, he was trying to get back to Liverpool. He was trying to get back home. But Liverpool just never took up the option. I actually met Michael Owen. I shook his hand and said, "Put it there, Michael." And he was such a tiny little dude when I met him. I was very young myself. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, Kevin's got ya. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is a Liverpool fan. That's right. Obviously, I'm sure he's not bothered about Liverpool anymore. But when he was growing up, he was. But yeah. I think we could have tried a cheeky deal and brought him in after he left City. On a free transfer. Bring him in for a season or two. He's still playing at an okay level. He stayed fit all season at Napoli as well. So yeah, maybe we missed a trick there. I don't know. Big wages though, that's the problem. Is that right? You made Michael Owen's kitchen floor when you was a stonemason. That's incredible. What was he like? Was he a nice chap in person? I met him at an airport where the whole Liverpool squad was there. Heskey, Owen, Fowler, Babel, Heskey, Gerrard. All these guys walked past me. I went to see Liverpool in Amsterdam, and as they went past me, they were all going past, and I wanted to say hello to Robbie Fowler, but I was building up the courage, and then I was like, oh no, Michael went past. I went, Michael, sorry to bother you. Put it there, mate. He shook my hand, and that's a little bit of a story. I'm going to make a video on that, actually. It's a really good story. It's better than that. There's more to it. I'll flesh it out with all the story and the narrative, and I'll let you know when it's out. You can have a look. But it's a funny one. A trip to Amsterdam. Say no more. Peter, what happened in Amsterdam, stays in Amsterdam, apart from what I'll mention on my video. Hello to everyone in the chat. Please do say hello. My name is Ade, the veteran arcade soldier. Please drop a message in the chat. Say hello. Introduce yourself. Let's talk about football. Talk about the game. We're kind of commentating on the game here while seeing what's going on and talking about one of my amazing viewers who fixed Michael Owen's floor back in the day. Ball comes through. Oh, shot fizzed wide by Unai Lopez just to the left-hand side of Dean Henderson's post. Oof, tries to place it. It's about 2 foot wide. Henderson looking for the angle. Riyad in his way. Good chance. They've definitely been a better team. They're well on top. Palace just playing long balls, trying to break out. But here we go. Sarr in the box. Cuts inside. Tries to put it across. They've won a corner. A little bit of a corner from nothing. But Palace not being impressive at all so far. Wharton leisurely strolls over to take the corner from the right-hand side. Players are jostling, grabbing each other in the box. The usual tactics that we see in modern Premier League football. Wharton's about to take the corner. Player's gone down in the box. Is that Riyad? Just forced onto the floor. No, it's Cambo. Cambo and Riyad are hard to tell apart. Got the same afro hairstyle. Lots of players jostling. Few players on the yellows here, so they've got to be careful, some of these players. Lots of jostling. The Premier League brings its... Ball comes in. Drops in a box. Lacroix tries to kind of volley it back in to play. Gets his feet all wrong. And it's off for a Vallecano goal kick. Kicked out by Lejeune. Goal kick. Flicked on by Alamel. Oh, lovely back heel there to Palazon. Oh, he's fouled there by Wharton. That's going to be a yellow. Dangerous place on the pitch as well. Left-hand side. On the left-hand flank, about 35 yards out to the left of the box. While we're waiting for that. Oh, Wharton goes in for the tackle, but pulls his foot away. Palazon goes down. A little bit of a soft one. Oh, no, but he has kicked him on the calf, so it's definitely a yellow. Peter says, Michael had the same stone floor as St. Asaph Cathedral. I'm sure he could afford it, but, well done you. I'm sure you made a pretty penny out of it yourself, Peter, back in the day. Do you still do that line of work yourself? Or have you left it in the past? Right, Palazon stands over the ball. Back to whip one in, left-footed. Ball flicked. Not a great free kick. It's swung in hard but low, and it kind of flicks through a player's legs and is cleared. Alamel cannot get onto the edge of the cross. But most of the attacking play and all of the intent is coming from Rayo Vallecano. Ratsu on the halfway line being harassed by Daichi Kamada. Palace on good feet, comes inside. Ball won back nicely by Palace. Pino, centre circle, plays it out wide. He's brought down there. Munoz, right wing back, right channel, looks for Wharton in the middle. He slipped back in beautifully by Munoz. He tries to put it in the box. Is that hit a hand? Players are asking for hands, but it's a Rayo Vallecano players. The ball breaks to Daichi Kamada, who tries to launch one, but he gets it all wrong anyway. Good play there. Munoz sliding, ball bounces back off of his hand. So I can understand why Vallecano wanted the handball, and it was a handball, if anything had come from it. But very impressed by Rayo Vallecano. They are the team in the ascendancy, 100%. Peter says, our great right back, Rob Jones, went to my second. Oh, is that right? Man, what a player that guy was. What a career he could have had. It's such a shame he had those injuries, Well, the one big injury and then was never the same again after that. But, yeah, what a player. What a player. And it was Liverpool looking like they were going to get that succession, Peter, you'll remember. Like Steve Nicol, then he moved on. And then the emerging Rob Jones coming through. And it looked like, wow, it's going to be like a passing of the baton. But this is football, isn't it? The best ability is availability. And sadly, Rob Jones just did not have that. But yeah, what a player he was. Lacroix pumps it forward. Pino. Mateta trying to get the ball, but, cleared by Vallecano. Sarr knocks it down. Munoz. Back to Canvo. Canvo flicks it back over. Munoz brings it down. Little bit of a volleyball, if anything, without the hands. Just all about controlling. 4 minutes additional time. Peter says the best abilities available makes a mockery of LFC's attachment to ball put into the box here by Palace. Ratsu's going to clear now. Good driving by De Frutos though. One back with Tyreek Mitchell. I'll come back to that comment in a minute, Peter. Wharton tries to slip in Mateta, who spins, turns. Is he going to be offside if he touches the ball? Nope. Sar's in the box waiting. Canvo, Wharton, 35 yards out. Dinks one in. Header! Just wide by Tyreek Mitchell. Best chance of Palace at the half. Mitchell ghosted into the box. Lovely lofted, like a golf shot, wedged pass by Wharton. Beautiful. Straight onto his head. Oh, Mitchell's got to do better. He's got to get it on target. And if he gets it on target, he's going to score. Puts it wide. Great chance for Palace. Oof. Lovely chance. But yes, Pete, exactly. The best ability is availability, as I said. And it makes a mockery of LFC's attachment to Joey G. Do you know something? I love Joe Gomez, and he's had a career. He should have played at least 150 more games. It's incredible when you see the amount of games he's played. He's played less than 250 games, I think, in his whole career. Something crazy. He hasn't reached the 300 mark. Put it that way. And you've been at Liverpool for 13 years. Incredible. Exactly. He should have the body of a 24-year-old. He's 29, but he should have the legs of a 24-year-old, Peter. He has had 5 years off, literally. Isn't that insane? But you know something? I don't begrudge these guys their money and what. It's a short career, and you never know. He kind of had that bad injury. I think he was about 21 when he had that first really bad injury, and he's kind of never been the same since. But you know, if he could have stayed fit, you know, he would have gone down as, you know, maybe not one of our greatest ever centre backs, but you know, he would have left behind a much better legacy. Good job we had Matip. That's one of the best free transfer signings you'll ever see. Joel Matip, unbelievable. Kamada, Tyreek Mitchell, edge of the box, left hand side, back to Kamada. Puts in Munoz. Is that going to be a corner? So, lively ending to the first half from Palace. Kind of Palace ended the half strong. What do you think about Gomez anyway, Peter, regarding, you know, he's got one more year left on his contract. Do you think now we should try and let him go? Cash in, maybe pick up 10 mil? And getting someone who can actually play and be dependable, because to be fair to Joe Gomez, he's been fit most of the season, but you just know he can't play 2 games in a week. He can barely play 1 in a week. So I think we should let him go. A little bit of a handshake. Use the 10 million you could get from him, and just bring in someone that is just going to be reliable as a backup, obviously. Someone who can play right back, backup, and centre back as well. I'm not someone that believes that Joe Gomez is this all-encompassing, can play left-back and all that. I think at a push, yeah, but it's not what you want, Joe Gomez at left-back. Do you know what I mean? Right-back, fine. Centre-back, fine. The first half finished. Alamau was the player that had the best chance, I would say. That's 0-0 at half time. Never heard of a player that lasted so long as a backup. Luke Shaw, maybe. Paul McGrath had a better career at United. I know, man. It's mad, isn't it? Luke Shaw. Isn't that guy there? I don't know. There needs to be an investigation into that guy, because obviously he's a good player, Luke Shaw. Got a lot going for him. England international. I can't remember if he's been named in the squad. No, he hasn't. He hasn't made the squad, has he? But yeah, how did he get to the Europa League final that time? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, he doesn't play a game for Man United all season, gets fit for the Euros and plays in the final. And then you start this season, that's just gone, and he's played every game. For the first time in his career for Man United, he's played every game. Luke Shaw is a crook, toxic player of the century. Mate, I'm not a fan of him. I mean, I think he's a good player, or he was a good player. He had a lot of potential, but he's obviously not a very nice character, but he's not at our club, so it is what it is. So we have half-time here. I'll carry on chatting to anyone in the chat as well. I'm just going to bring up the half-time statistics, which is what I like to do on the channel. So we're going to have a look at... We're going to have a look at the game and break it down a little bit. So what we have is... At half-time, Palace 0, Rayo Vallecano 0. Vallecano having a better chances and basically being the more dominant of the two teams. We've had three yellow cards, my bad. We've got Cease in the 20th minute. We've had Palazon on the 23rd for a bit of a reckless challenge on Wharton, and then Wharton himself in the 41st minute. So looking at the stats... Crystal Palace have had 46% possession, 54% for Rayo, 4 shots by Palace, none on target. And Rayo Vallecano have had 2 shots and none on target, even though they've been a better team in my opinion. Palace have had 8 touches in the Rayo box, 3 for Rayo in the Palace box. No saves by either keeper. Aerial duels won, 14 by Rayo, 12 for Palace. 6 fouls committed by Palace, 5 for Rayo. 2 corners by Palace, and that was right near the end of the half. 1 for Rayo. And I'm looking for the stats where it shows the percentages of the tracking and the jogging and sprinting, but we do not have those up there. So those are the key stats. Hopefully the game's going to liven up in the second half. Peter says, it's important to look at United so LFC don't end up in the same place. Mate, I couldn't agree with you more. But the sad truth of it, mate, is that we're already doing something similar to what they did with the whole Ten Hag era. They let Ten Hag stay on for 6 months too long. And they, delayed the inevitable. They ended up sacking him, wasting more money, more transfers. Imagine... They just on one transfer they made, they bought in Ugarte. Whether that was really on Ten Hag's say so, awful player, awful midfielder. 50 million they spent on him. They kept him too long. All the payout, you know what I mean? How much money did they waste on giving Ten Hag the wrong players? So Man United could have been even more advanced in their progression instead of wasting it on Ten Hag. And I feel we're going to do the same thing with Slot, which is very, very disappointing and not something that we want. United's downfall began with a racehorse called the Rock of Gibraltar. Fergie has a lot to answer for. Yeah, that was JP McManus. And can't remember the other person's name. But yeah, I'm not really into horse racing, but I do remember it. Fergie thought he owned the horse. The owners said that they didn't. And there was all that kind of hoo-ha. And because they owned the club, didn't they? And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Imagine these guys that got so much money and they owned they owned the club before, obviously, the whole fallout, and then they got rid of the club, and then that's when the Glazers came in. Exactly, shareholder stuff. And you know what? Imagine if they hadn't made that mistake and they didn't have that fallout, then maybe they stay in charge for a little while longer and sell to a different group, not the Glazers. And then all of a sudden, Man United aren't in the hole that they are now with the debt, etc. And look at the spending power they've got, even with the debt. Can you imagine if they were debt-free, Peter? It would actually be all over. Like, the rest of the league wouldn't even have a chance. It would literally be Man United winning 3-4 leagues in a row, losing one, then 3-4 leagues. They'd be so dominant. It would literally be the PSG if Man United didn't have the Glazers in charge, which is a scary thought. So not that I like to see clubs suffer or see fellow fans of different clubs suffer, but in a way, if the Glazers didn't own Man United, the Premier League would just be so boring. It would be so one-sided because Man United could just make it rain and buy any player in the world. Literally. Do you know what I mean? So, in a way, football, if you're a non-Man United fan, we're quite lucky that... I don't mean as Liverpool fans, but we're quite lucky that Man United are owned by the Glazers because they dominate so easily in terms of finance. It'd be incredible. Peter says somehow United get about $500 million a year from the Heritage Glory days. 100%. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are making money hand over fist, whatever they do, whether it's on the pitch or not. So, yeah, it's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Hopefully this game's going to open up a bit. I think it should do. As they get tired, more space will open up and things will happen. So last 5 minutes the excitement started to build. Let's see what happens. City are doing the make it. City are doing it. The thing is though, Peter, apparently the decision might be out soon on these 115 charges. Now that the football season is over. There's no reason. I mean, even though in terms of law and judiction, you're meant to provide a result from a law case immediately, but I still think they've somehow just sat on it, waited for the Premier League to finish, and now they're gonna bring out the result. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting. But on that note, I'm just going to take a quick toilet break, get ready for the second half, and I'll be back shortly. Please do remember everyone in the chat, for the few of you that are there, please do drop a like on the video, and I'll be back shortly. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Myself and Peter having a good old time, chatting about football, the good old days, reminiscing, and feel free to get involved yourselves. I'll be back in a moment. In the meantime, I'll leave the halftime teams up. Okay, back again. City are doing the make it rain stuff now. They really are. Open widget suggestion. It's lower than the you used it. 128. Just gonna make a technical change. Bear with me. Use audio stream. Yeah, just adjusting something on the stream, something to do with the audio. So yes, hopefully all good. I've got bird song in my ear, twittering around. Players are coming out now. Getting ready to get this second half started. Peter says, come on the Palace. I agree with your sentiments, Peter. Come on the Palace. Cameron says, not the greatest game, lads. You are correct. It is definitely not that. But let's hope for a better second half. Yeah, let's hope it is a game of two halves, 100%. All right, just about to get underway. All right, Rayo Vallecano about to get us kicked off. So... Right. Cease. Palace really trying to motor down on the press. They've obviously had a rocket from Oliver Glasner. Batala kicks it out. Riyad Lacroix over to Camvo. Cameron says, let's hope so. Regarding game of two halves. Yes, agreed. Let's hope so. Kamada breaking through. Plays one out wide to Tyreek Mitchell. Puts one in the box. Mateta. Good start from Palace. Palace are coming out. All guns blazing now. Mateta G's up the crowd. Says, come on. Get into the game. So, yeah, lively start here from Palace in the second half. All right, long throw coming in now from Munoz. Good player, Daniel Munoz. Good throw-in, flicked on by Lacroix. Goes off for a goal kick. Peter says, I have a great superstitious tendency, so I always expect the exact opposite in 40. That's fair enough. That is experience talking, my man. I know exactly what you mean. That is definitely experience talking. Palazon was a good header in there for a little man. Oh, poor. Oof. Nearly a bad back pass to Henderson. Nearly got sold short there. But Wharton, you can see that the Premier League, the pace and the power and the size difference between the players overall. And Palace are looking to really put the hammer down in the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half. You can see they're thinking, okay, the game is here to be kind of the control, to be wrestled back. And, yeah, Palace are obviously looking to do that. Cabana turns and he's fouled. Cynical. Who was that? De Frutos? No, but Unai Lopez was the foul. Peter says, if a game is talked about all week to be a thriller, it's likely to be a 0-0. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. I'll tell you something, though. I can't see that happening in the Champions League final. I don't want to put a curse on it, but I just can't see how there won't be goals in that game. But let's see. Let's see. Are you looking forward to that one, Peter? The PSG Champions League final? Like I said, anyone else in the chat want to get involved? Don't just leave it to the Peter and Ade show. Yeah, what do you reckon for that one there? The Champions League final. I'm going for a PSG victory. I'm going for a 2-1 PSG. Cease Lejeune tries to finesse one out to the right wing. Ball into the box by De Frutos. Cleared by Lacroix. Palace plays so deep. Mateta on his 40-yard line. Palace so deep. Ratsu, quite impressed with him as a right back. Pretty good player from what I've seen. Not sure of his nationality. Mateta to Tyreek Mitchell. Kamada drives. Kamada looks like a man who's playing and he knows he's only on the pitch for another 10 more minutes. Mark my words, Kamada coming off in about 15 minutes. The way he's putting the energy on, he's been told he's not playing the full 90. I guarantee you that. Daniel Munoz. Kamada running everywhere. Peter says, if PSG don't win, I will be gutted. PSG is such a more entertaining team. I know, mate. 100%. Obviously, it's interesting because Arsenal were kind of Wharton drives forward, runs. Oh, it's in! Wharton strikes. Goalkeeper fumbles and Mateta puts it in the net. Goal from nothing. Wharton wasn't closed down and does his corner celebration, kick in the corner. That's right, Peter. Goal to Palace. Palace fans going nuts. Goal kind of came from nothing. Wharton just strolled forward, unchallenged, but 15, 20 yards. And you're like, what's he going to do here? He wasn't closed down. And then he lashed one in. Keeper fumbles it straight to Mateta, who taps it in from 3 yards out. Oliver Glasner claps hands. Looking again. Wharton runs unopposed. He runs about 35 yards. Shot spilled by the keeper. Straight to Mateta, who taps it in. Goal out of absolutely nothing. Is that the goal that is going to see Palace win the Conference League? I just think it's actually criminal that a player of Adam Wharton's quality was allowed to run 40 yards, by the way, 40 yards unopposed. We were just having a chat about it on the stream, just about the Champions League final, because nothing was happening. I was waiting for something to happen, waiting for him to be closed down. Okay. That's fine. By the time you said goal, I think I'm not sure exactly what time you've got there, but weird how he was weird how he was unopposed and there was no challenge put on Wharton, Peter. Very strange. Ah. Very gracious of you, sir. Palace fans are going absolutely wild. I didn't realise that Mateta had been called up to the French national squad for the World Cup. Mateta, wow, he's going to be a good. He's going to be a good free transfer for somebody this summer. Palace fans need to explode now. Give the lads the energy. Yep, I agree. I mean, they're definitely going for it. They're doing their song. Palace, Palace, Palace. Da na 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 na. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I do like that song. It's pretty cool. I don't know the words, but it's pretty cool. So what do Rayo have in response? All Sarr brought down, 23 yards out, left side of the box. Not massive contact, but definitely a foul. Oh, and actually, he got cleaned out by Lejeune. Sarr nudge, stupid tackle to give away. Edge of the box, 23 yards out. So, what can they do from here, Crystal Palace? Updated the chat. Updated the scoreline. I'm always missing that. Failing to... I need to get automated one day. But right now I've got to do it all by hand. So Pino over this free kick. Wharton maybe. This could seal the deal. Pino. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Amazing free kick. What a free kick that was by Pino. Steps up, 23 yards up, curls it, hits one post, then smashes across the goal and hits the other side, goes back across the goal line and nobody can tap it in. Bang, bang. Free kick hits both posts. And then Mateta comes in steaming on a replay and still hits the post. Oh no, it comes off a defender. Post hit 3 times in one interaction. Wow. That's crazy. That free kick was absolutely phenomenal. Wow. Peter says pulling levers to change score. Yeah, exactly. I know. Like it's that old railway. Thomas the Tank Engine out here. A good ball from Wharton. Pino surging into the box. Have a shot. Slips it. Mateta. Oh my days. Should have been 2. It looked like both posts is soul destroying Peter. 100%. Pino drives into the box. Squares it for Mateta. On the spot. Literally on a penalty spot. Shoots. Low. Not enough pace on it. Keeper saves and it trickles wide. Oh my, how is this not 2-0? This should be over. Will Palace regret this chance? Adam Wharton. They're putting the pedal down. I said it at the start of the second half. Exactly as I called it. They're going to try and power home in the first 10 to 15 minutes. They really came out, all guns blazing. Wharton. Corner comes in. Rayo are just hanging on now. For dear life. De Frutos tries to spin. Loses the ball. So Palace well in the ascendancy now. Dominating. But honestly, what a free kick that was. Absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant free kick. Right, Rayo trying to Alamau, big shot. 30 yards out on the angle on a volley, Henderson claims. Gary says that was class. It was a class free kick. Peter says the game of two halves, 100%. You did call it, Peter? Experience, my man. That's what us Hawaii 5-0's legends have. L'expérience. But ball is back with Maxence Lacroix. Over to Camvo. Over to the right. Munoz, ball roll. Sarr tries to win it with his lanky frame. Very one-sided second half. Mitchell. Players are looking like they're in the wars. Palace fans very jubilant in the crowd. Lovely to see. Looking like they're going to make a substitution here. Rayo Vallecano. Cameron in the chat says, much better half, guys. Spot on. Much better half. Right. Kamada. Back heel to Pino. Checks back. Puts one into the box. Oh, nearly onto the head of Munoz or Sarr. Both missed the ball. Good chance. Radio is saying a shift in momentum. Oh, 100%. Oh, what, to back to Rayo now? Or just in general? I mean, yeah, it's clear. Clear as day. Oh, Munoz, good chance on the header there. What a couple of seasons for Palace. FA Cup last season and now looking very likely to win a European trophy. What a couple of seasons for this club. Oh yeah. Oh, massively for Palace. It's all Palace. They've got this team by the throat. Palace just need to keep the foot on the throats for another 10-15 minutes. They'll make another chance. They scored the clincher and it'll be 2-0. No coming back. Lacroix over to Riyadh. Haven't seen much of this Riyadh throughout the season. Surprised he made the start, but Glasner, good manager. Trophy winner. Lejeune, back to Batalla. The manager needs to make a change for Rayo. Batalla. Cease. Lejeune. Tries his left-footed pass out. Sprays it to the far left. That's going to be a foul there by Lopez. No. Alvaro, sorry. Yeah, cynical on Kamada there by Alvaro. Deserved yellow. Kamada getting about here, there, and everywhere. Remember, I called it about 10 minutes ago. Kamada, I don't think he's got another 10 minutes in him. He's putting himself about like absolutely like a lunatic. If Kamada lasts another 10, 15 minutes, I'll be amazed. He would definitely be coming off at some point. 100%. The captain, Valentin, is off. On comes Mendy. Ratsu goes past one, can't go past second, wins a Frodo. He's going to go for a long ball into the box. Nope. We'll see, mate. I called the Palace goal, more or less. You've noted the sub. Let's see if I'm right. Cease has gone into midfield. Mendy has taken Cease's role at the centre-back spot. Ball played into the Henderson box. Tried a reverse pass to Palazon, but picked up by Dean Henderson. Ball into the middle. Kamada everywhere. Ball. Play that wide to Mitchell. Left wing. Charging forward. Drives inside. So strong. Palace is too strong for the Spanish team. Pino. Mitchell again in midfield. He's everywhere. Oh, lovely play. Is he onside, Mateta? I mean, Sarr. Ooh, puts it. Sarr hits a side netting. I think he was offside anyway, to be honest. Oh, Peter says physicality is the difference between the Prem and Spain. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, for all the technique and whatnot, you've got to have. There's a reason that Pep team, that Barcelona team, because that had technique beyond anything we've seen. That elite level of technicality, which you can't beat. But if you're not up to that standard, Prem power and pace makes up for so much more. And this is the way the beautiful game has gone. It's become, well, much less of the beautiful game. It's just more of numbers and crunching and statistics. And, the physical side of the game has just taken on such a big leap, such big leaps and bounds in the last 5 years. It's quite sad to see in a way. Because, the way we've grown up watching football, you'd always rather have kind of like, the team that plays the beautiful passing, the slick football be the winners. But this pace and power stuff. Stoke FC, yeah, exactly. I mean, Palace are much more, I know what you mean, but yeah, Palace are a much more refined version of Stoke. They are Stoke FC, Stoke City FC taken to level 10. But, they still play okay football. There's still got good technicians there. Wharton, Pino's a very good technician. And Mitchell, Mitchell's a decent left back. Ball given away by Lacroix. Oh, referee messed up the break, and quite rightly had to restart the play. Otherwise, because the referee would have assisted Rayo's break into the Palace half. No attempts on target by Rayo Vallecano. So Peter says, do you remember Dave? Oh, yeah, I know who you mean. Because obviously, yeah, you think you meant Dave Chandler, right? Throwing free kicks for Tranmere. And I do remember, mate. Dave Chandler, mate. What? He was the original long throw. Him and then Rory Delap, Liam Delap's dad. They had that monster throw. But yeah, I remember. That is the old school. That is old school football. Palazon dinks one over into the box. What have we got? Plays one back. Solid from Palace. They had to do better. Palazon, great reverse ball into the box there. Oof. Well won by Lacroix there. Brilliant defending. Cameron says, you old fogies. Mate, you're the one using the word fogey. Like, what are you talking about? Yes, we are mature. We are mature foxes. I've shaved the beard so you can't see, but the grey's come through. So yeah, we are mature foxes. He was in my year at school, Dave, and not even considered a good footy player. Is that right? Mad. I'm pretty Dave Chandler. He was a defender, right? He was either a defender or a defensive midfielder. It's one of the two, but he was definitely not an attacking player. I know that for a fact. Palazon to Mendy. To Cis. De Frutos can't keep it in. No changes for Palace at the moment. Am I going to be correct? In the next 7 or 8 minutes, are we going to see Kamada coming off? Lots of changes now. Camilla, Espino. Lots of players coming on. Making changes, so it's good from the Rayo manager because they need to do something. Peter says, in response to what I was saying about Chandler, he was a defender and quintessentially always at the scene of a crime regarding goals. I hear that, man. I hear that. All right, Mateta can't pick out Saw, but recycles Munoz right wing, plays it middle to the Energizer Bunny Kamada. Kamada right wing. He's got Munoz in support. Back to Riyadh. Riyadh nicely gets away from Palazon. Oh, tries to go through the legs of Cis to Kamada, who is in an advanced position, but he can't make the nutmeg. Palace have 20 minutes. Wharton with Kamada. Big long ball. Wing Espino. Fizzes one into the Palace box, but it's cleared. Oh, chopped back inside by Ratsu. Lost one into the box. Ooh. Espino going in a bit too strong on Munoz there. So Palace doing more than enough to be in the lead at the moment, but still only 1 goal in it. That's what I was saying, Peter, exactly. Peter says, Cameron, you must be old using the words old fogies. Do you say unk now? Exactly. I'm getting unk checked when I'm playing my Street Fighter 6 online game. Right. So in the box. Oh, it makes a complete mess of it. And now they're trying to break now. Palazon. No pace. Nearly given away. De Frutos. Ratsu. Ooh. De Frutos can't make the link up. They look ragged now. Rayo Vallecano look absolutely ragged. They look like 11 Kamadas, Peter. Right. What a save that is. But Mateta shouldn't give him a chance. They're showing a replay from the... Wharton now. Ball pumps forward, goes through to Batala. Palazzo now driving, edge of the box. Oh, is he brought down? Or is he tripped? He tripped himself? No, it is a foul. Pino, edge of the box. So now they're in a good position. Sounds like Palace are bullying them now. Not really. It feels like, if anything, Palace have kind of slowed down a bit of all their, the efforts from the first 20 minutes after the second half. Vallecano kind of slowly coming back into it, and they've just got a dangerous free kick on the edge of the box. So Pino given a yellow card. He's complaining. First tackle. Showing a little boy crying in the stands. Rayo fan. Pino complaining, like putting his finger up. First tackle, ref. I'll get a yellow first. What's that got to do with anything, Pino? Right. Edge of the box here now. Dean Henderson shouting, screaming, trying to organise his wall. Right, Palazon, the star man, 24 yards out. Lejeune and Palazon stand over, but this is going to be Palazon all day long. Their top man, the central attacking midfielder. He's lining it up, deep breath. Hits it, well over the bar. Wasn't worth the hype, wasn't worth the build-up. The shiny-headed midfielder looks like Arne Slot's son. Right, Jakob Strand Larsen is coming on for Jean-Philippe Mateta, the goal scorer. So it's a good substitution because obviously fresh legs. Larsen coming on for Mateta. First foul forgiveness was a thing once. So true. The thing is, though, I kind of disagreed with that because when you think about it, some of the tackles that people got away with back in the day, those reducer tackles, like people like Steve McMahon used to go put in a reducer on someone first few minutes. What ref? I nearly broke his shin, but, first tackle. So I'm kind of glad that that's out of the game now. But that's one of the things from the old days that I don't mind going because these guys are such athletes now. No one's got any stockiness to them. There's no solid characters. They're all lean, mean machines. And they can't take any of them. They're not built to take those tackles anymore. So Batala out to Lejeune. Palazon. Lejeune coming out. They've just got nowhere to go, Rayo Vallecano. Wherever they turn, there's a Palace player bearing down on him. Palace on. Starman is off. Looks disappointed. Justifiably so to want justice. This is it. Right. What do Rayo Vallecano have in the last 12 minutes of normal time? All right. Cease. Won nicely. Good feet. Tries to lay it off. Palace are swarming all over these boys. Wharton wins it back, but it's back with Rayo. Lejeune. He's going to try and spray one out with his left foot. To Mendy now, his partner. Ball's been won. Alamau waiting in the box. Ooh, Henderson did well there. Palace are starting to get a bit nervy as the end is in sight for them. Rayo bursting clear into the box. Chavarria crossed into the box. They've got to get a hold of this game now, Palace. The game is going to get away from them if they don't get a hold of back on the game. Peter says, calm heads, concentrating on attacking should be Palace's way forward. Yep, 100% agree. They've got to get a hold of this game because they're definitely losing their edge as the desperation for Rayo Vallecano gets more serious, amps up more. So they need to get more into the game. 100%. Lejeune hits a long one out, but it's going to go wide for a Palace. Goal kick. But the momentum have swung now firmly into Rayo Vallecano's direction. Guesson is coming on for Palace. Who's he coming on for? It's coming on for Pino. Oliver, are you sure it's not Daichi Kamada? Oh, Pino's on the yellow. That obviously the reason why he's going off. The cameraman's pretty brutal, showing little kids in the crowd crying to Rayo fans. Right, Palace, what have they got here? They need to get a grip of the game. Peter said, keep the ball out of Palace's half. Yeah, I mean, I know obviously you're continuing the message on from your calm heads, concentrating on attack should be Palace's way forward, keep the ball out of Palace's half. I know, but they are really struggling. Riyadh, just running. But it's coming back now. Guesson trying to get into the game. Nice work by the Vallecano midfielder. It's a Rayo throw-in. The manager saying, calm down. Inigo Perry saying, calm down. Still time. 9 minutes and injury time. So there's still time. Lejeune. Over to Cease. Peter says the game of two halves always has a spiral ending. Yeah, it's twisting up that way. You're very spot on. Riyad definitely deserved the yellow there for holding Akush there. Cynical yellow. He is blowing out of his backside. Chadi Riyad. He is shattered. He looks like a man that needs to come off. Ball comes into the box. Drops down. Swivel. Blazed over. But the chances are coming now. But they're not really making any quality count. They've got nothing on target. Rayo Vallecano. The whole match. Nothing on target. Trying to look for a corner here. No. Nothing doing. Definitely not a corner. The Rayo fans are encouraging their boys. Trying their best to liven them up. Big kick out by Henderson. Flicked on by Gesson. Back to Batala. Lejeune. The centre-back. Over to Mendy. To Chavaria. Palace 7 minutes now from winning a European trophy. Amazing. Sarr. To Munoz. Back to Sarr. Oh no, he's messed that up. They're looking more energetic now, Rayo. What have they got left in the tank? Big tackle by Gesson to win the ball back. But the ball's coming back to Palace. Lejeune, halfway line. They need to keep hold of this ball. It just keeps coming back to them. Over and over. The nerves are kicking in for Palace now. Mendy. Chavaria. Espino on the left wing. The ball is back with Mendy now. To Lejeune. Ratsu. Oh! Good feet from Strand Larsen. Just flicks it round. Mendy, who brings him down cynically. Eating a bit of time. That's one way to get yourself into the game. Get yourself chopped. Peter says, fear is contagious on a pitch. It is, isn't it? The panic sets in. You know when you're so close to the prize, Peter, you're spot on. Mendy sticks the finger up saying, first what, ref? First one, first tackle. Don't matter, mate. It was cynical, son. It was cynical. So, yes. The Rayo Vallecano fans are going absolutely wild. They are pumping up their team. They are really giving the full beans to their team. Palace are looking... I think Palace need to make another change. I'd opt for Kamada coming off, personally. Wharton pulling the strings. Tries to float one out to Gasson, but he gets the cross wrong. Judge VAS. That's got a good ring. I like it. Judge VAS. I like it. There's a future video coming. Judge VAS. Laying the law down. Batala. Kicks one out. I'll tell you one thing, Peter, that I've never really liked on football pitches. When I'm superstitious with number 13. So many 13s on the pitch. I'd never choose 13 as a number. No one does superstition like the Japanese, though. The whole thing regarding it's number 4, isn't it, in Japan, that they're superstitious about. Some buildings don't even have a number 4. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's 4 in Japan. That is the number everyone avoids. Rayo fans, they're just picking up all the ones crying. Crying. They're 3.5 minutes away. Right, ball breaks. Put out wide by Chavarria. Into midfield. Cease now. Aquamash brought down. Is that by Strand Larsen? I'm a big anything that adds up to 9. Google says the Japanese word for 4 sounds like the word for death. Yeah, see? I was spot on. What's going on with my graphics there? It's gone wrong. Yeah, is that Gary says 4 is unlucky in Japan. Yep, see? That's the one. Japanese word for 4 sounds like the word for death. It's crazy, right? How they would just not have a whole section of a building. No floor number 4. Or nobody would want to live on number 4. Mr. Door numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. Crazy. Right, ball played in edge of the box. Ball is now smashed into the Palace half. Alamau trying to win, but tenacious defending by Lacroix. Alamau brings him down. Cambo goes down, sorry. It's too strong, Palace. Time is nearly up. Palace are so close now. Wharton. Sarr breaks. Munoz tries to go around his player but can't. Tenacious. Munoz rallies the crowd. Come on. Vamos. Okay, we're just waiting to find out now how much additional time is. Munoz winding up the long throw into the box. Not the greatest long throw on him, to be fair. Munoz plays it back. Wharton flicks over. They've lost possession there. Breaks. Sarr, edge of the box. Back to Wharton. Drives. Shimmies. Feints. Ooh, could have went down there. Oh, and he's won a corner, Wharton. No way. Didn't get a corner. That's ridiculous. 5 minutes injury time. Come on, let's go, Peter says. Really hoping for the English club to win. Let's do this. Another trophy for the English teams. So imagine it could be a clean sweep if Arsenal win the Champions League. That will be full domination by the Premier League. And that is something that isn't healthy, in my opinion. Ball into the box. Dink to the back post. Ooh. Well cleared. Mitchell. Ratsu leaves him in his wake. Right, but now Mitchell picks up the rebound. One by Gassond. Mitchell running to the box. Slipping your player. What are you going to do? He's gone for glory and does absolutely nothing. But he's won a corner, surely. Mitchell just ran out of legs. Mate, you don't want to see it, I guess, on Saturday. I don't really want to see it either. Not because of the Arsenal connection. I just don't want English teams to win everything. I just don't think it's right. But it could happen. A clean sweep. I don't even know if that's ever even happened. Not for us anyway. It hasn't happened for English teams. Probably Spain's done it at some point. I know there was that season even a few years ago where every Spanish team had... I think they did do the whole... No, West Ham spoiled it, I think. PSG are way better. They are way better, but it's a 90-minute game, Peter, and anything can happen, obviously. So that's the thing. 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes of the 5 additional minutes have been played. They just want to get on the ball, Rayo Vallecano, but they're looking out on their feet. Kamada has made the full 90. I can't believe it. Judge VAS flopped on that one. Espino been given a yellow card. Palace taking their time over this free kick. Gesson. Burns past. It's going to break. Nearly breaks to Wharton, who was in the box. Could have tried. Oh, Wharton. Great feet. Sorry, Strand Larson, sorry. Great feet. Ball launched forward. Here we go. Pacha. There's not much left. 90 seconds left. What can they do? He's going to do a long throw into the box. Well won by Lacroix. Massive header. Oh, poor. Oh, Pedro Diaz took a long shot. He's saying it should be a corner, but he's saying, ref is saying no. Riyad trying to look innocent, but it must have come off him because everyone was like, this is surely a corner. But they've got to get on with it. Glasner's asking how long left. A minute. Glasner knows. Well, at the time it was 2 minutes, but now it's 1 minute to go. It's going to be the last attack now. Right. Batalla drives forward, smashes it into the Palace half. This is going to be it. He's got to throw it into the mixer. Riyad, good game. Chops it, smashes it straight back into the Palace half. Strand Larson battling. Great hold-up play. And he's fouled, is he? Nope. This is it. The last attack. From Vallecano, what have they got? Aquamash the Moroccan. Cease. Alemão chests it down, takes a shot. It's just poor. Lashes it wide, and that is going to be it. Crystal Palace on the urge of winning the Europa Conference League final. We're just waiting for the final whistle. Oh, he absolutely shanked it on the replay, Alemão. So what's going to happen? Dean Henderson getting ready. Mateta dancing on the sidelines. And there it is. Crystal Palace have won the Europa Conference League final, beating Rayo Vallecano 1-0. The Eagles are soaring. They've taken to the pitch. They're flying all over the Red Bull Arena. They have won the trophy. It's absolutely fantastic for those boys from Sellers Park. The goal came from a driving run from Adam Wharton, who was left unopposed after a 40-yard run, bursting clear into the Vallecano half. Nobody shut him down. He just wound up a left-footed shot, smashed it. Keeper has spilled it. Batalla and JP Mateta, Jean-Philippe Mateta, has tapped it into an empty net. And that is the goal that separates the teams. And the game has ended. Crystal Palace 1, Rayo Vallecano 0. And Palace, the boys from Sellers Park, have brought it home for England. And you have to say they more than deserved it. Fought valiantly throughout. Absolutely phenomenal performance from the Premier League side. And now, 2 trophies in to the European campaign, the European calendar. It's the Premier League 2, the rest of Europe 0. 2 trophies for England, none for the rest. So what's going to happen this Saturday? Is it going to be England 3 with Arsenal beating PSG? We shall see. Rayo Vallecano just did not have enough in the locker. Barely troubled Palace the whole time. Well deserved from Crystal Palace. Very impressive. Glasner is a serial trophy winner. Got to be rated as one of the more senior managers in terms of world football, in terms of ability and whatnot. This man wins trophies, Oliver Glasner. Really, really impressive manager, Oliver Glasner. Peter says, I'm buzzing for the lads. Little club with a big heart. 100%. Peter says, the Wharton people will definitely use that as a reason for LFC. Bravo from Palace. Yeah, exactly. That'll probably add a few £1 million onto Adam Wharton's price tag. It was very good, this game, actually. Very, very good. I'm very happy for Palace. They're such a good club in the sense of they don't offend anyone's sensibilities. They do things the right way. They are a small club with a big heart. That is, well said. Exactly what you said, Peter. They're doing engraving now, getting their name on the cup. Amazing. But yep, phenomenal. But yep, 2 trophies now for Palace. 3, sorry, if you want to include a Community Shield. 3 trophies in 2 seasons. And they are loving it. They've made some absolutely brilliant purchases. Kamada was really good this whole game. He was everywhere. Energizer Bunny, he was a free transfer. Maxence Lacroix picked up from Wolfsburg a couple of seasons ago. 25 million, I think it was. Phenomenal. Adam Morton picked up for 20 million. Absolutely phenomenal. Vallecano fans and players are devastated. Crying their hearts out, the Vallecano players. Their first ever cup final. But Crystal Palace, they more than deserved it. They're showing the manager and the match winner Mateta hugging it out. Henderson, the keeper, bouncing around. Everyone's bouncing around. They're loving it. Really nice to see. Really, really good performance from Crystal Palace. Oh, Peter says, radio is saying it's too much Rayo tears on screen. Yeah, honestly. They are... You can obviously tell when it means so much to a club because the Rayo players and backroom staff, half of them are in tears. The others are just looking glum. But usually you don't see that many tears from players. I mean, they are devo. Absolutely devastated. Wow. It's literally like someone has died on the pitch. Like Rayo Vallecano, they look shell-shocked. Yeah, well, it would have been exactly. It would have been. That's exactly what I've heard as well. It's their first ever actual final. So, yeah, pretty. It's obviously sad. That's football for you. There's got to be a winner. There's got to be a loser, and it is what it is. But yeah, it's a shame. Plucky spirit they showed. They just didn't have the quality. Palace was just far too strong. Far too strong. So that is, like I said, 2 European trophies down for the English clubs. Didn't even change. I am scandalous on this thing. Did not even change the scoreline again. Yeah, so anyway, still they've got it done over the line. But yeah, it's 2 trophies down now for the English teams. What will PSG have to say regarding taking on Arsenal? Can PSG fight back for Europe, or is the Premier League set to dominate and do the whole clean sweep of trophies? Not something that is really good for UEFA competition, in my opinion. So yes. But yeah, quite an interesting game, quite tense. A little bit lacking with quality and chances overall. I think Rayo Vallecano, they're bringing the spirit. They just didn't have the quality to test Palace or break them down. Palace are a bit too strong, a bit too physical, a bit too fast, too well drilled, too well organised, sitting in that mid-block to low block sometimes. And yeah, there was times when Mateta was on his 35-yard line. And he was the most advanced Palace player, but Glasner has him so well drilled. And the question is, where will Glasner go next? This is a man that's won, I think, 3 trophies now. He's won the Europa League with Frankfurt. FA Cup with Palace, Community Shield with Palace, and now the Conference League. So this man is a trophy winner. Yeah, very impressive. I wonder where he goes next. He should definitely have a big job lined up, in my opinion. So yes. Right, on that note, I'm going to bring the stream to an end. So, thank you for everyone that joined me today. Absolute pleasure. Having a great chat with Peter most of the match, so that was really good. If you're still there, Peter, I'm going to be wishing you a good night now. And yes, so anyone that does see any parts of this later as a replay, then please do drop a like on the video. Consider subscribing. And thank you for joining me. My name is Ade. I'm the veteran arcade soldier. And I wish you all a very good evening and a nice build up to the end of your week. And hopefully I'll see some of you on the big game on Saturday, which is going to be PSG and Arsenal in the Champions League final. Peter says, latest dude, take care, my man. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Have a lovely rest of your week. And like I said, anyone else out there, please do drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you and take care.